Welcome to Gateway to the Pacific, the first of the 4 Vancouver history galleries. This gallery focuses on life in Vancouver in the late 1880s through to the end of the First World War. With the arrival of the first transcontinental train in 1887, the city experienced unprecedented growth and development. Vancouver's advantageous position as a port of trade with Asia sparked business investment, and real estate fever gripped Vancouverites as streetcar lines opened up isolated parts of the city. Civic leaders, businessmen, and many working people were optimistic about their city's future. However, for those residents whose cultures diverged from the dominant British culture, this time revealed a darker side. Racism was a pervasive part of daily life, and in this gallery we are introduced to Yip Sang, a prominent Chinese-Canadian businessman whose story reflects the racism and discrimination experienced by immigrants from China. Race was long an explosive labor issue in the city, and in 1907, racial tensions erupted when an angry mob of white workers stormed through Chinatown, smashing windows, looting stores, and enacting violence upon its residents. Land ownership was also an issue for the city's minorities. As newcomers continued to pour into the city, First Nations were pushed to the margins, and in 1913, ancestors of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh were forcibly removed from the village of Sanok, where the museum stands today. Immigrants arriving from India on the Komagata-Maru were denied entry to Canada despite being British subjects, and the ship forced to return to India. Just days after the Komagata-Maru sailed out of port, World War I broke out in Europe, and Canada was at war. When the soldiers did return, it was to a Vancouver in Canada that was changing, symbolized by votes for women granted provincially in 1917 and federally in 1918. The tragedy of war helped to forge a stronger sense of national identity, and Vancouverites entered the next decade with a renewed sense of optimism and pride.